All right, for more on this, we're now being joined by Colonel David B. DeRoche. He is a professor at Near East South Asia Center for Strategic Studies, National Defense University. So thank you so much for joining us. Always a pleasure to have you. I want to start by asking you, the United States has said that it does not see an escalation in this war as inevitable. But given the history, how far do you think we are from direct confrontation between Iran and Israel?
Well, we've never really had a large-scale direct confrontation between Iran and Israel, and there's been tensions before. So Iran has one overwhelming strategic imperative, and that is to prevent an attack directly upon Iranian cities and Iranian lands, a large-scale attack like they had in the 1980s in the war with Iraq. So I think that Iran will continue to operate through its proxies and basically let its Arab subordinates carry the brunt of the fighting and the dying as they've done before. That's a winning formula, and I don't think they're going to deviate from it.
Colonel, given the kind of statements that we've heard coming in from Iran, they are vowing a strong retaliation. And if I were to just combine that and take that in the backdrop of the fact that Haniyeh was in fact assassinated in the heart of Iran. It wasn't done in Qatar, where he was usually based, or in Turkey, where he used to visit. It was done in Iran. Given these two facts together, do you still feel Iran will continue functioning through its usual course of using the proxies, or do you feel it will now at least get involved directly?
Well, I tell you, you do raise a good point there, and I should have noted it earlier. So the attack was in the official presidential guest quarters, which is right next to the Sadabad Palace. It's part of the presidential compound in Tehran. And I just saw a photograph of the area. I mean, they managed to hit with pretty great precision what was going on there, indicating that, first off, the attack was probably launched from a close building, and secondly, that they had pretty good an intelligence source probably within the highest ranks of the Iranian government. So that's embarrassing. And the caveat should be, I spoke of Iran's strategic imperatives, but Iran is embarrassed. Iran's leaders are embarrassed. The Revolutionary Guard, which is an incredibly corrupt force, has a catalog of failures. After the death of Qasem Soleimani, they shot down a civilian airliner departing from Tehran International Airport. The Israelis managed to steal 2 tons of nuclear documents from within Tehran, from a secure facility. It goes on and on and on. Meanwhile, the Revolutionary Guard controls 45% of Iran's economy. So there are some irrational factors here, and this embarrassment and humiliation might lead to a response that is outside of Iran's strategic interests.
Right, sir, absolutely. As you mentioned, this comes as an embarrassment for Iran, and we were earlier speaking to other experts as well who say that this points to Iran's failure to protect Haniyeh. That being said, now the Supreme Leader has ordered direct attacks on Israel. How do you assess that? Do you think Israel is equipped to deal with the wider war?
I think in extremis they are, but what Israel would do would probably be, if they felt Iran was attacking them directly and could not be constrained, is they would probably launch a pretty significant strike against Iran's core interests, the main centers of governance and the nuclear program. Recall that after the massive Iranian missile and drone attack on Iran, or on Israel rather, Israel's response was extremely precise. They destroyed the state-of-the-art, the most modern air defense weapons headquarters, the S-300, with that guarded Iran's nuclear program. So they basically just went in and said, this is your most expensive, most important system, and they just destroyed that. So I think Israel has the ability to inflict significant punishment, and I think that a significant part, I think we have to look at the Supreme Leader's pronouncements and realize that some of it is for domestic consumption, given the humiliation that his regime has just suffered.
All right, Colonel, thank you so much for joining in and sharing all your insights. Of course, you come with a great history of understanding and of this entire region. It's always a pleasure getting your insights on matters. Thank you so much. That was Colonel David B. DeRoche joining us.
Thank you.